What's going on, guys? Your boy Mayon Jones here, and we back with another NFL prediction weekly prediction. This time we'll be doing our NFL divisional round picks for this week. Uh, Last week I kind of have a bounce back week, and I went 6-0 because I went 6-0 on my picks last week, which I did really good on it. And so far, my NFL bracket is looking pretty good. So far, ranked number one for the first time, and which that's pretty good as well. So yeah, so. Before I give you my NFL divisional round picks for this week, don't forget to put thumbs up to the video, subscribe to my channel more option, and comment down your opinion below to see who you got winning the divisional round. So let's get started here. So we got the Saturday games first. We got the Buffalo Bills versus the Denver Broncos. Denver is 1.5-point favorites against the Bills. Obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, Denver is at home in this game as well, but it's probably going to come down to where I see which offense who I trust more. Do I trust Bo Nix or do I trust Josh Allen? But so far, early in the week, Josh Allen has been dealing with multiple injuries, but he is expected to play, which that's great news for him. So, yeah, he's been dealing with multiple injuries. So as I look at it, it appears on which defense who I trust more, because so far Buffalo is terrible against the run, and Broncos do have a top 3 run defense as well, and you have a top 10 pass defense, and the Bills have a top 10 pass defense as well too. Which I don't really think both teams are going to be able to run the ball much. I mean, the Bills, their run defense is not great. The Broncos could have success running the football. And, the Bills, I don't know if I can really trust them to run the ball in this game against Denver, because Denver has a really great defensive line that can really get after you. And they have a great secondary that can play some coverage against these receivers of the Bills, because we know the receiving core of Buffalo is not really good. And, Denver so far has an underwhelming receiving core, which I think the Bills do have a great secondary as well. But the Bills do, but the same thing, what's similar between the Broncos and the Bills defense is, the Broncos like to play a lot of man, and the Bills like to play a lot of zone. So basically, Bo Nix at times has been very, very good against these zone coverages. So so basically, I just really think that when you look when you look at it, I just really think that the Broncos, the Broncos, they can stop the run and the Bills can't stop the run. But as I look at it, I feel like it could be a lower scoring game because the playing in Denver is tough to play at, and the Bills might get a little bit. I feel like the Broncos offense probably going to have to get a little bit tested here because they're playing against, a Bills defense. The Bills do have a great pass rush, but it's not great, but it's okay. But I like how the way, I feel like Denver, coming off the bye, I mean, they should be well rested. And, they should be getting their guys healthy, I believe, by then. They should be able to get their guys healthy by then. But you can argue saying the Broncos do have – you could probably argue saying the Broncos are a little healthier despite J.K. Dobbins' injury. But the Bills do have a lot of injuries, though, on their side of the ball, which they pretty much do. But their offense is pretty much healthy. Their O-line's healthy. The defense is missing some players. Poyer's out. Maxwell's out as well due to an ankle and a hamstring injury. They added Savage, which that's great. Bernard is questionable with the calf. He hasn't really played much. So, Yeah, if the Bills get healthier on defense, I think the defense might be able to at least like get some stops there because the Bills defense is soft at times where we know they could have lost that game, but all of a sudden they did step up when Trevor Lawrence threw that pick. So yeah, so I think it's gonna come down to the wire, see which offense is going to sustain more drives. And I think it's gonna be the Bills offense that's gonna be able to do it though. But the only way the Broncos win this game, if their defense dominates in this game. But sure, can the Broncos win this game if their defense dominates? Sure, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't really trust Bo Nix and all that, and I don't trust the Broncos offense to score a lot of points here. But against like teams with bad defenses, the Broncos can put some points on the board. But at the same time, their offense, I don't really trust them as well. And I think the Bills, they can just pick up that same game plan, that they did, early on in the season. Play some man coverage the way you want to. You don't want to play zone. Play a lot of man coverage. You know, the Broncos receivers aren't good outside of Cortland Sutton, and you just gotta stop the run. First Bo Nix off his first read, and you have a chance here. And I kind of really feel like that the Bills is gonna. I know the Broncos defense is really good; they have the best in football, but I think Buffalo's gonna score, and I don't know if I trust Denver to keep up. So I wouldn't be shocked like if Buffalo, like gets a lead early, and all of a sudden, they start to win the game by multiple scores, which we could see that happening though. It's like similar, to Jacksonville. They can just pick up that same game plan, probably do what Jacksonville did. Just like I feel like they're gonna do what Jacksonville did. Even though the Bills don't have great receivers, I feel like they can do that. The Bills can just like use their two tight ends with Dawson Knox. They can just use their two tight ends with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Khalil Shakir is okay. Gabe Davis and Keon Coleman. I don't know if I trust him, but he has his moments there. But I think he can have a good game as well. I feel like they're really, and the Bills are really good off play action as well. I feel like, they can just look at the Jaguars game, they can look at the Giants game and be like, oh, I feel like their offense, can find a way to at least like get past the Broncos defense. Cause I've seen the Giants I've seen the Giants do that before where their offense was able to get past their defense without Malik Neighbor. Trust me, when the Broncos play against the Giants, they almost lost that game because here's the thing. The Giants without Malik Neighbors, their offense was able to move the ball really well, and they was able to put points on the board. Like they found a way to do that though. You know, Jacksonville so far, I feel like they can do. I feel like they can do what Jacksonville did. They can just stop the run. And that's what they can do. So I just don't know if Denver is going to keep up though. I feel like Buffalo. I wouldn't be shocked if they won by double digits. I wouldn't be shocked if they did because even we seen this playoff matchup like last year where we seen the Bills, won by multiple touchdowns, which I can see the same thing happening, if the Bills start fast and get something going. So I'm going to take the Bills to win this game because I just think the Bills are the more complete team and have the better quarterback as well. So it could be a lower scoring game. I think I could see it as a low scoring game, maybe like a 20-17 or a 27 to like 24, something like that, or like 27-17. So more like a lower scoring game. It could be a little high scoring. So I'm going to take the Bills to win straight up to advance to the AFC Championship game once again. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers against Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is 7-point favorites against the 49ers. Obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now I know a lot of people are picking Seattle to win because they're the home team, and playing Seattle is tough to play at. And Seattle has, a top, they have like a top five defense in football, especially their third in rushing defense, 10th in passing defense. The Niners are 18th in total defense as well, which they're mid on defense, but they're 25th in passing defense and 11th in rushing defense. And so far, their defense so far, but you could probably argue Seattle does have the better defense though. And so far, both of their offenses are similar to each other, both good and passing offense. Now, Seattle does have better run games than San Francisco because San Francisco's run game has been a little bit up and down. So, yeah. So, basically, I can see this game going either way, though. Now, I did hear some news that the 49ers, they could be getting Fred Warner back, but the news is that they're not going to activate him yet. But I'm saying they're going to at least activate him for next week if the Niners win this week. Because as you all know, I did hear news that Sam Darnold is on the injury report. He's dealing with an obstacle, so that's something you got to watch out for. But now he's expected to play. On the other side, the Niners do have injuries. Kittle, we already know he's out because he tore his Achilles, this past Sunday. Jair Brown's out with a hamstring. Ricky Pearsall's questionable with the knee. D. Winter's questionable with the knee, but I expect him to play. So they do have some injuries so far. How do I expect the Niners offense to move the ball? Now, last week against the Eagles, I thought they were really good offensively, with the play action pass. Guys were stepping up. Jawan Jennings stepped up. Demarcus Robinson stepped up. Tunges, he stepped up as well. Like, both of their weapons, like most of their backups, have been playing really well. I mean, Demarcus Robinson, he's starting to be a stud. So far the Niners offense so far hasn't really playing good without Kittle for the most part. Even that game against the Bears, I mean, trust me, the offense was able to like hum in this game, and they was able to like stay put in the game. But I feel like last time when these two teams played, especially that last game a few weeks ago, the Niners lost by double digits, which they pretty much did because their offense couldn't move the ball. There were too many threes and outs. Play action weren't working. Guys weren't getting open. I feel like if Kyle Shanahan can do a really good job with the play calling, finding ways to at least like get past Mike McDonald's defense, I think San Fran can win this game. But because I feel like, the Niners on defense do like to play a lot of man coverage, especially a lot of zone. So as I look at the Niners, you can argue saying, oh, the Niners don't have a great pass rush, especially without Nick Bosa, because but as I did hear that the Niners are ranked dead last in sacks, especially in pass rush win rate. And Seattle is like ranked as like at the top in pass rush win rate and against sacks as well. But I feel like Seattle, they stop the run really well. I feel like Seattle can pick up that same game plan that they did, in week 18. They can just play some man coverage. The Niners receiving core is not really good, especially with the injuries they have, and they can stop the run. If they can force Purdy off his first read, they have a chance. But when I look at the other side, Robert Saleh got his guys stepping up defensively. Like, he's doing a really good job with his defense so far. Like getting pressure, playing cover 2, cover 3. He's done that against Seattle in week 1, but could he do that again? Which I don't really know. Now, Seattle feels like they are the better team in my opinion. But as I look at it from a standpoint, I feel like the Niners so far have been finding ways to win some games despite a lot of injuries that they have. But they're finding ways to do it. But I feel like this game right here is going to be a close game. I feel like it's going to be low scoring. But I'm going to go with an upset, though. I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. I know you can call me crazy, but I'm taking the Niners to win this game as my upset pick. And the reason why I'm taking the Niners to win this game is because they've been finding ways to win despite the injuries, and they're doing their thing, and those guys are stepping up and all that. And I think Brock Purdy is gonna find a way to at least like come up with the last drive, as well. And I really think that when I look at the Seahawks, but sure, can the Seahawks win if their defense dominates again like they did Week 18? Sure, but at the same time, I think Seattle's offense, they can do enough, but I just don't really think Seattle so far. Like the Niners may not have enough talent, but I just don't really think I can really trust Sam Darnold or anything like that. So I'm gonna take the Niners to win straight up, but yeah. Next game, we have the Houston Texans against the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 3.5-point favorites against the Houston Texans. The Patriots so far, they're coming off a big win against the Chargers, while the Texans are coming off a big win against the Steelers. So far, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now we already know that it's going to be a good matchup to see. Now, when I look at the Patriots so far, the Patriots do have a top defense in football, and the Texans have a top defense in football too. So as I look at it, Houston has the number 1 defense in football, while the Patriots have the number 8 defense in football. They're both top 10 and run and pass defense as well. And the Patriots do have better scoring offense, and the Texans don't. But the Texans so far average offensively, and the Patriots have a better run game than Houston. Because as you know, in my bracket, I had Houston advancing to the AFC Championship game because I don't even know the last time the Texans have made an AFC Championship game. Because I remember the last time the Patriots made an AFC Championship game was like 2018, which that's what I can remember by the top of my head, which I think I do. So far it can go either way because so far, when I look at the Houston Texans, the question is, can the Texans defense dominate this game? Who knows? Because so far Drake May is playing against a really good defense against the Texans as well. Because we totally seen the Patriots find a way to at least like win by 2 scores by the Chargers, where they allowed charging 3 points. Now I feel like it could be a lower scoring game, but I don't think it's gonna be high scoring because both their defenses are too good. But the Texans so far, they're dealing with some injuries though. So far, their top receiver, Nico Collins, is dealing with a concussion, and he didn't really practice all week, so he may not play, which that could be a huge blow to their offense. But they still got guys who can step up, like Christian Kirk, Dalton Schultz. Like, their receiving core may not be good enough. And so far, Christian Gonzalez is questionable with a concussion as well. That's something you got to look out for. So, I mean, as you look at it, the Texans are dealing with lots of injuries so far, while the Patriots are dealing with a few. I mean, their tackle Morgan Moses is questionable with the knee injury. So is Harold Landry with the knee injury as well. I mean, I expect them to play, but in my opinion, I kind of really trust the Patriots offense more in this game because I just don't know if I can change my bracket though because when I look at the Patriots so far, the Patriots, they have like one of the top 5 offenses in football in scoring. Like, I just don't really know they're going to be able to score a lot of points, but the Texans, the Texans was able to score a lot of points though, despite, which the defense was able to score points. Like when they play against the Steelers, they wasn't able to have a lot of offensive touchdowns. Most of them were like defensive touchdown by the turnovers though. But both of their defenses is like top 10 in the league, but it depends on which defense dominates though, because I feel like this game right here is gonna be a low scoring game, similar to like week one where the Texans play against the Rams and where the Rams, won by 5 points, where it's an ugly game. But I expect it to be a low scoring game though, because so far, the Texans, both of their receiving cores aren't great, and their defenses are very good. They'll probably get multiple stops. It's probably going to this game will probably be similar to like last week game against the Chargers, where the Chargers had 3 points. But I feel like if the Patriots defense dominates like they did on Sunday Night Football against the Chargers, I think they have a chance to at least like pull off the win. But I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. But without Nico Collins, I just don't know if the Texans offense is going to be able to do much, in the passing game. And we already know they're not really good at running the football anyway. Because I feel like if you can't run the football against a top defense in football, you're going to be in trouble, and it's going to be a struggle to any team you place against. Because we know the Texans' run game has not been. Because we already know that the Texans' run game has not been looking good lately, and the Patriots do have better run game. But I don't think both teams are going to run the football. So basically, though, I kind of really think that when I look at it from a standpoint, I kind of really think that, I kind of really feel like when I look at it from a standpoint, without Nico Collins, I don't know how the Texans offense is going to be able to respond. Because we've seen the Texans, early in that game against the Steelers, their offense struggled to get something going, but their defense is able to score some points. So, I wouldn't be shocked that the Texans won, but could they win this game? Their defense dominates, which that's the question. But in my opinion, I think, if Nico Collins doesn't play, I think this is a much Patriots win here. Because I feel like the Patriots, if the Texans don't have a lot of great receivers who can step up, I think the Patriots defense can play a lot of man coverage in this game, which I think they can, though. Especially when they're playing against, the Texans, who doesn't have a number one receiver in Nico Collins. I think they can play a lot of man coverage. And, which they pretty much do really well. So, yeah, and I feel like if the Texans, if they can't really pass the football without Nico Collins, they're going to have to run the football in this game. And like I said, if they can't find a way to run the football in this game against a good Patriots defense, it's going to be a long day. So, by the way, I think it will be close, but I am going to take the Patriots to win this game because I just really think that the Patriots so far are a little bit more healthier on both sides of the ball. And I think that, their defense is going to find a way to dominate against a Texans offensive line that does struggle on the road. So I am going to take the Patriots to win this game straight up, and I will take them to cover as well. All right, next game, we have the Los Angeles Rams against the Chicago Bears. Um, the Los Angeles Rams are 4-point favorites against the Bears. Obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now, we know a few people could be picking the Bears to win because of the weather, because we already know that it could be really, really cold down there. It's supposed to be get down to 0 degrees in Chicago, which that is a bad sight. For all you Bears fans, I don't think you never want to go to a Bears game like this, getting close to 0 degrees, because it's very cold out there, because I know a lot of Bears fans are going to be there. And a few Rams fans, some people from California is probably going to be traveling to Chicago going to this game. But we know most people are probably going to be at the bars watching, be at home watching. So, yeah. So, basically, though, this game right here can definitely go either way. Both of their offenses are like top 5. Because as I look at their offenses, so let's look at the stats. So far, the Rams are second in total offense. The Bears are sixth in total offenses. So basically, they both have a top 10 offense in football. Rams are first in passing offense. Bears are 10th in passing offense. Rams are 7th in rushing. Bears are 3rd in rushing. Rams are ranked 1st in points per drive. Bears are ranked 9th in points per drive. Rams are 17th on third down offense. Third down offense for the Bears is 7th. Defensively, the Rams got a mid defense, so they're 16th in total defense. The Bears are like bottom 20 in total defense, especially in passing and rushing defense. 23rd in points, 22nd on third down. So far, the Rams do have a better defense in points and third down as well. So basically, it could go either way. So I'm gonna look at the injury report. So basically, Roma Dunze, he's banged up again, dealing with a foot injury. Um, he's questionable to play. I mean, even if he doesn't play, I feel like it could. I mean, it may not hurt a lot. I mean, the Bears do have other receivers who can step out. I mean, Colston Loveland, he's been an X factor. He's been really good for this team. I feel like he's going to be a stud for the next decade. And DJ Moore is excellent. I mean, they've been getting him involved. I mean, they got him involved last week against the Packers. Luther Burden, I mean, they've been getting him involved as well. Cole Kmet as well. I mean, the Bears, I mean, they do have a lot of weapons on offense that can really that can really rip up any defense. And so far, the Bears do have injuries so far. I mean, TJ Edwards, he's out for the season, which that kind of sucks. But the Bears defense still a little bit healthier though. As you can argue, the Rams are a little bit healthier on defense, but their offensive lineman is hurt. He's dealing with the ankle injury, Kevin Dawson, which I hope he plays. So far, it's hard to see whose defense I trust more because so far the Bears don't really have a great defense though, and their quarterback Caleb Williams is playing really good. He does a really good job scrambling. He's good at picking up. He's good at reading defenses and picking up play action passes. And even though, like I said, and the Bears do have a really good offensive line as well. They have a great run game, and Ben Johnson doing a really good job finding flow with the offense. And so far, the Bears defense is really not really good, but they do give a lot of explosive plays. They let guys wide open. They let teams hang around. And all of a sudden, their defense so far is not great, but they do lead the league in turnovers, though. Because we seen it last week against the Packers, they were down, and all of a sudden they were able to come back on them. Now, the same thing can happen here. Like, say, like if the Rams did they get a lead, could the Bears come back? We don't know. Like we seen this game last year in the regular season where the Bears did beat them without the Rams receivers. But I feel like with the Rams, having their receivers, I feel like it could be a challenge. But this game right here could totally be a fun game to watch. I feel like it's going to be high scoring. Both teams are probably going to score in the 30s. But I just don't know if I can really trust the Rams, though, to cover this spread because we've seen the Rams defense struggle against quarterbacks that can move, that can throw the ball. We seen them almost lost to Carolina where Bryce Young, he was picking off the play action pass, and so far their guys were getting open. But their offense does a really good job, like scoring points and all that. So far, I think this game right here is going to be close, but it does come down to the wire, though, to see who do I trust more and see which offense comes up on top. But if I feel like the Bears can easily win this game, if their offense comes up with the last drive, and then if their defense finds a way to at least limit Stafford, and all that, because we've seen the Bears get the best out of Stafford for the last couple of years. We see them beat them last year in the regular season. I don't know if they can be able to do it in the playoffs, even though the game's in Chicago. We know playing in Chicago is tough environment and all that. So yeah. So basically, I think the game will be close. I think it will be competitive though, but it does come down to the wire though to see who's going to come out with the last second drive. But if the Bears can find a way to at least like keep Stafford off the field by controlling the game, they have a chance here. But at the same time, I don't know if I can trust Caleb Williams to do enough here. So, like I said, the game will be close. It will be competitive though. And we already know both teams are really good at picking off play action passes. We know the Rams do that as well. So far, I'm going to pick the Rams to win because I just think the Rams are the more complete team and they have the better quarterback and they do have a better defense, in my opinion. And I just really feel like the Bears defense is going to get a little bit tested here, especially against a Rams receiving core that's really good, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, that can really like rip up any defense like the Bears. So yeah, so by the way, I'll take the Rams to win. I'll take the Bears with the points because I think the Bears will do enough offensively to keep up. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Bears to cover, but I'm gonna take the Rams to win. Well, those are all my divisional round picks for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments below who you got winning divisional round. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, you can like and subscribe to my channel. You can see all of my playlists of my NFL weekly predictions. So, yeah. Well, thanks once again for watching and tuning in. See you guys later. Peace, and have a great weekend.